So hi everybody, it's Zach again. Welcome back to my Life with Zach channel. Um, Thanks for tuning in today. We're going to be talking a little bit about my Google Nest thermostat. Now this is the Nest E, and you may say to yourself, what is the difference between the Google Nest and the Google Nest E? The E is the cheaper model, and there's three things that are different between it and the more expensive one. Number one, this ring here that's white, this is the only color it comes in if you get the E. The normal one has several different colors, depending on what you're interested in. Number two, the display. The display on the regular one is color, full color. This one only has partial colors. And number three, the difference is the regular one has something called, I think it's like Farsight, where it will pick up when you walk past it and kind of wake up. This one doesn't do this. In order to wake this one up, I have to actually touch it, which to me, not that big of a deal. And I was able to save almost $100 getting the cheaper one. So that's why I have the E, and all the functionality and everything is basically the same. So why did I decide to get a smart thermostat? I had an old, like the Mercury one, where you turn it and set the temperature and it stays consistent all the time. And I know that that is not the best for energy efficiency and my heating bill. So I wanted to upgrade to something that had a schedule so that it could vary how much it ran when I was here versus when I wasn't here. Because I know that being able to have it run less, adjusting the temperature when I'm not here, makes it run less and saves money and saves energy. So the options were to get a smart thermostat like this, or one of the other thermostats that you can just have a schedule. Where I used to live, I had one of the Honeywells that had a schedule, and I like that. There's nothing wrong with that, but what I didn't like was there was no flexibility. So that basically, you put it on a schedule and it ran on that schedule no matter what, unless I manually went over to the thermostat and changed it. And when schedules are weird and wonky and not always, set schedules every single day, that can make it difficult. So I decided to go with a smart thermostat because it adapts to your schedule and what's going on with you. So if one day you're home and gone at different times, or something like that, it will automatically learn that. It also picks up when I'm here, even if it's off schedule, where the old one wouldn't do that. So that was a benefit for me of the smart thermostat versus one with just with a schedule. But if you have a very set schedule, like pretty much when you're going to be home and when you're not, I don't see why one with a schedule wouldn't work for you. It just didn't work for me. But this one had features that I really liked, so I decided to go with a smart one. Now there's a bunch of different brands out there. This one talks to my smart speakers. This one was a little bit cheaper, and this one has been on the market longer. So to me, that pointed me in the direction of getting the Google Nest, because I felt like it's been on the market longer. It's got the bugs worked out. It can talk to my smart speaker, so I can adjust it that way, and I can save some money doing it. Really, there was little difference between the reviews of this one and most of the other leading brands. So you just have to be able to look at those small nuances to kind of figure out which one you do and which one you don't want. But I just felt this one kind of met my needs the best. Now, installation for me should have been rather easy. You just have to make sure that you have the ground wire that runs in your system. If you have an older system, you may not have that. You can check, I'm not an electrician, but there's information online you can check to match up your wiring. Make sure you have all you need with the thermostat. And basically, when you get the thermostat, everything is labeled. There's a battery that's charged up in it. It will give you directions on how it works. And all you do is match up the color of the wires with what's going on. And if you have some small issues, you can even call through to Google support and they'll help you out. And they were very helpful to me. Now, like I said, it should have been really simple because I knew I had a ground. I knew the system would work, and I was able to get that little bit extra help from Google when the time came. I actually had everything hooked up. It seemed to be fine, but it was not running the right part of the system. And I did have to get, eventually, an HVAC person in here to work on it. And what happened was the wiring on my furnace itself was all wonky. So things were not lined up the way they should have been. But I was able to hook it up for myself, and I'm not an electrician, and I'm not good at doing stuff like that. So had the furnace been right, it would have been fairly simple. So one thing I'll say, as long as you have a ground, you should be able to hook it up yourself. The one thing is, if you do have to get help from someone HVAC related, make sure they have experiences working with Google Nest. That would be a question to ask them. That was a question I asked the person that I got to work on mine when I called them, because some people don't have experience working with them, and I've read horror stories online where people got somebody in to take care of them and they didn't know what they were doing. So make sure that you find a good person that has experience with it. Now, this system basically has 4 modes: off, heat, cool, cool, and heat. Obviously, off is off. Heat cool means it'll run the heat or the air conditioner, whatever you need to keep it at a certain temperature. The cool is just air conditioner, and the heat is just heat. I have not had a problem with it keeping up in the winter or running in the summer. It has kept it at the temperature it's supposed to. The internal thermostat and everything works right, so it knows when to run, when not to run. The schedule hasn't been an issue. It basically heats up in the summertime when I'm at work and then cools off before I come home. All of that has worked fine. The app has been great for me to manually run it if I need to be able to go in and look at what the temperature is, look at what that schedule is, to adjust everything. The one thing I'll say is, if you have 2 people that need to work with it, you're going to want to use the Google Home app. That's relatively easy to use, and what can happen then is 2 people would have control over the app and the way it's working. And if you're going to want to do that, because if it's just on one person's phone, it's going to learn their schedule and not the other person's schedule. But like I said, I love my Google Nest E. I've had it for over a year now. No problems. The battery charges itself, that runs the screen and everything. All the controls are very intuitive. It works just like one of the old thermostats like I used to have. And basically you can there's a control module on here that you can take it through its paces. The same thing with the app. So you can run it off here, run it off the app, and it'll do basically the same thing. But again, I would definitely recommend this if you're looking for a new smart thermostat. If you like this video, be sure to click the like button, subscribe for other videos, as other reviews and things as they come out, and leave a comment if you have any questions or any feedback on your smart thermostat, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day.